Look, this video is not going to be a get-rich-quick scheme, or a grow your channel fast. This is not going to be the perfect playbook or the perfect recipe on how to create a YouTube gaming channel. I'm not going to sit here, I'm not going to lie to you saying that I have all the tips and tricks and that I know everything and that I'm the guy who's going to get you to the top. That's not me. I'm just one guy with one channel with about 300 subs. I feel that going through the process today in 2020 may have some value for you. If you think there's something there, keep watching. Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. Really appreciate you watching. Would love to have this be a conversation between us in which we talk about good and bad tendencies, whether you're a small creator or a large creator or any of the in-betweens. Would love to see what you think and what you agree with and what you don't agree with. Tip number one that I'm going to go with, and this is just because I'm doing it right now, call to action. You guys should subscribe. Would love for you to become a part of the channel. I would love to see your beautiful comments all the time, and hit that like button for me for the algorithm. It'd be super, super stellar. Giving that call to action to people, first notifier draws their attention into that. It may not be very beneficial. It may not be able to actually snag very many people at all, but doing that call to action at least gets the person to think about hitting the button. It may take a couple or a couple million videos for them to actually do it, but at least calling to that action gets their focus there for at least a minute. How I'm going to go about doing this, I'm going to go through what I've done so far as a YouTuber. It's only about 6 months long, so it won't be astronomically large. I have made this channel for roughly 3 years now. I think we're on 2.5 years, 2.5 years, something like that. But I didn't do anything with it for the first 2 years. So with that being said, I'll go through with a couple of things of what my journey has been so far, and then I will move into what I believe are the best tips and tricks that I can give you toward the second half of this video. And then, I don't know, maybe I'll give you a timestamp when that list shows up. If you want to jump that way, that's fine. But starting off, I made a YouTube channel just to correlate with my Twitch channel. One, to kind of snag the wording as far as Football Freak 215 before I, made this leap to be super huge. I'm not there yet. We'll see what we can do. I snagged it, and I was like, I'll throw out some videos. I'll determine how to edit and stuff. And I had watched a lot of YouTube, so I had understood what people liked, what I liked, how I should edit, all of that good-natured stuff. But I wasn't in the mindset of knowing what went into it. And so when returning to work after a break or after a vacation, I let that all slip away and didn't worry about trying to do that anymore. I didn't have enough time on my hands. With that, I took about a year, maybe 2 hiatus. I went to streaming. I streamed for a while and then went over to Facebook and streamed there for a long time. And then came back over to Twitch after Facebook's enigmatic clause of, we don't really know who you are, or we're only going to let in certain people and not be able to have a full open and functioning platform, made me feel like it wasn't the place to be. Not to say that that's the same thing everywhere, but I know that the people on Twitch who are on Twitch for Twitch are there for video games, to watch video games, to enjoy video games with other people. So I moved back to Twitch. When I moved back to Twitch, the Twitch growth was not very, very fast, not very big. And so in October of 2019, I determined that I needed to start doing stuff outside of Twitch in order to try and draw people to Twitch. What really turned out to be anything was that I was just taking minute clips of my stream. Oh my God, what did I do?
Hey, baby. I just wanted to send a quick hello, and I love you.
Oh, shucks.
Oh, good news.
This isn't scary.
Home.
I'm scared. No, we're not. Oh, what the? No! Nah, Jet! No! 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 I don't like it, but there's only one way forward. And that's where we're going. Oh, what the f- Oh, hell no! No, run! Run, fool!
All I can say is that if you get this,
What?
stay away.
Okay, yeah, we're good. Well, chat, I'm out. See you later. Bye-bye. And then determining that to be what my content was for YouTube, just that I would have a quote-unquote library of different things out there, and that would eventually be able to turn into something. What I soon realized is that the biggest thing on YouTube was watch time. And so if you have a minute clip, the largest amount that one view can get you is 1 minute. So if someone watched a clip one time, it doesn't look that good. It looks like they only watched a minute, but that minute is the max amount that they were able to watch it. And so what turns out to be that if you try to do minute clips is that it turns out that none of that's really relevant. And so it never gets shown to anybody except those who are specifically looking at your channel / people who would share those to other people. And so it'd have to be a specific link to the video, or it'd have to be subscribers who are already on the channel for you to actually get that 1 minute clip to go anywhere. After moving from the minute clip type stuff, I started doing commentaries, reviews of video games, playthroughs of video games. And while those are all fine and good, they don't seem to draw in what you really need. So if you're doing a review of something, it needs to be something new and exciting that someone's searching for in order to try and grow. The biggest thing as a small YouTuber is that you want to try and get something that someone will search for. That's where after doing the clips for October, I tried to switch it up and do some of that stuff in November. And then December, it was like, okay, I've gone through Facebook gaming for an entire year. I kind of got in before it really kind of started a little bit. And then decided to determine, hey, let's try this. And when I tried it, it kind of failed. So then I made the video, which a lot of you have probably seen before, called why I left Facebook gaming. I just remember the thumbnail being bye-bye. Bye-bye Facebook gaming. And so that's where a lot of you have probably seen the content before. And that's the only video that I've really had that actually like shot off or took off and actually showed to thousands of people. And that's because when you search Facebook gaming, you have about 5 different, maybe 6 different videos that even explain remotely anything about it. I know that there are a bunch of creators who have gone into it. I know there's a bunch of creators who have gone into it and left. And I know there's a bunch of creators who are looking from the outside wondering what the heck it is. Or not even worried about it at all. But that all aside, when that video started taking off, I tried to grasp onto that and continue that threshold, and I did more videos on Facebook gaming. I felt like I was the only dissenting voice for Facebook gaming on YouTube that I could find. Like, I couldn't find anything that had a negative connotation when looking at Facebook gaming except for my video. And so I started looking at that at different times because I was like, oh, I can talk about the different fallacies, like this fallacy or that fallacy or this fallacy. And so I tried to get off of that. But none of those videos have been responded to the same way that the one did, my personal journey. And so that's kind of where I'm taking this approach with this YouTube thing. This whole video did spawn from one comment from somebody, so I can't remember what your name is, but I'll look it up after and hopefully just put it right here with the comment. That'd be absolutely fantastic editing, Mike. Thank ya. But I want to say thank you. Not necessarily gave me an idea, but since you asked the question, I was like, okay, maybe I have a validity to actually do this. Because again, I'm only one guy, one channel, 300 subs. I don't know the ins and outs of everything. But moving from that, what I discovered after doing the clips and after doing a couple of reviews and stuff like that is that commentary is really huge on YouTube. And what people would want to see is something with this kind of aspect where I'm talking to you and we're talking about a topic, and you're gaining something out of it, whether that's information on the good side of something, the bad side of something, or just information in general that I am presenting to you, and you can pick up or put down whatever you want. I've now turned into, it's okay to put out whatever I want, and I'm going to keep doing that. So I'm doing playthroughs, I'm doing game reviews, I'm doing commentaries with tips and tricks like this. I cut up streams and try to make funny or enjoyable watch sessions for people to watch. I'm just throwing it all out there. I'm throwing out content and letting people get what they want. It's not necessarily the best way to try and get something going. It's probably not the best way to keep people interested, but if I'm doing it and it makes me happy or I'm enjoying it, then I know other people will start enjoying it. That's what I've seen recently. And so I'm going to keep going with it. That's pretty much where I'm at this point. There's only one video that's really done astronomically well. I've tried different hit points on trying to get search engine optimization to give certain tips and tricks, but what people who do that want is they want somebody to give them the information, and then they leave and they never come back. And so I've determined that trying to target certain audiences to get certain things is just not what I want to do. I want to organically grow, make content. People might like it and subscribe. Some people might not. It doesn't really matter to me, but I'm just going to keep chugging along. That's first half. That's where we're kind of at right now. Here's your list if you want a list type thing. So whatever the minute marker is right here, go back in the video and edit that in. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. I'm talking to myself there. Anyway, so I'm going to put the list here. There it is. Hooray. I'm going to start with number 1. First thing I'm going to say is if you're starting a YouTube channel, you should totally just make mistakes. Not mistakes, make videos, which incorporates making mistakes. And it's not the fact that, like, I'm saying that you should just go out and make a video, but you should just go out and make a video, whatever it is. So plan it out a little bit. Where do you want your channel to be? What's a game that you really enjoy, that you play all the time, that you really, really want to be known for? And then that would be your niching part. And then it would eventually go through and become something, but you need to just make a video. Make a video, you need to share it, you need to make sure that it's relevant to whatever it is that you're sharing to, and then see if you can get some views off of that. And you will iteratively understand how to make it. But set a deadline for yourself here. Today, right now, when this is being shown is Wednesday. Say, I am going to put my first video out on Friday and make that happen. It doesn't matter whether it's good, doesn't matter whether it's bad, but you're going to throw it out there onto the internet for people to view. And then people can give you comments and understand whether or not this is good or bad, what they like about it, what they dislike about it. But understand that making videos is the most crucial part of trying to do YouTube. Making videos, taking the time to sit there and make a video is super important. Seems too intuitive, but we procrastinate and self-indulge, and next thing you know, it's 3 months down the way, and we're still thinking about whether or not we want to make a video. That's 3 months that a video could have been out there that someone could have viewed. So take that how you will. Number 2 is to learn editing and custom thumbnails. So editing with a software such as Premiere Pro, Final Cut, whatever kind of studio you want to do, it's up to you. Whether you have the budget for something like Adobe Creative Cloud and doing that whole suite, or whether you're able to just get something free, which, you know, I have just worked with Adobe for a while, so I've just always had Adobe. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what the best software is or anything like that. I use Premiere Pro and I use Photoshop. I just know the suite, and that's what I use. So with that, the Photoshop part, custom thumbnails, again, I don't know. I think there's a thing called DaVinci out there that might be video editing. As far as custom thumbnails, you wanna make custom thumbnails. The custom thumbnails are what draw people into your videos. If you do the auto-generated clips or video, or if you do the auto-generated thumbnails that YouTube puts out there, it's not going to be any good because people won't click on it because the thumbnail doesn't look that great. You didn't take the time, so if you didn't take the time to make a custom thumbnail, then why did you take the time to make the video? It's not going to be a good draw for people to come in. Number 3 is to discover what you like. and then niche into that. So whether you like Minecraft, whether you like Warzone, whether you like, I don't know, you name it, go into it. Make sure that you're niching into that. That will help you grow faster. But personally, that's not me. I have way too many different topics, way too many different things that I want to talk about, explain, comment on, and I want people to enjoy me for me instead of the content that I'm presenting to them. It's the why I'm a variety streamer and I want to play different video games at different times. I can't play one thing end all be all the time. I would go absolutely insane. Same thing with my YouTube. I can't do one topic or one focus all in, all out, all the time. It would make me go absolutely insane because I would feel like I wouldn't have. I just don't work that way. I just don't work that way. I don't know how to explain it. Number 4, doing solely playthroughs. So I like to do single player story games. Doing sole playthroughs, I feel, are dead. You're not going to be able to just sit and play without some sort of editing, cuts, different scenes, jumping back and forth, moving the camera in and out to try and keep people entertained or happy about watching it. When you get too stagnant with your content of just watching the screen and having that go, people click off the video fast. People don't really necessarily want to watch part 3 of a 10-part series because they don't want to devote that much time. Now with me, I'm still doing playthroughs, but it's more or less like an offset of it's more or less like a series, and it's not the same video that I'm getting every time. I want to have this commentary interspliced in between that series, just due to the fact that if people want to watch that, that's great. If they don't, they can just wait for the next day, and that will be a different type of video. So personally think playthroughs are dead, and commentary is where you're actually going to get more views, more likes, more subscribes. The 5th thing I want you to realize is that making a channel is a long play. 99.999% of you that are watching this, if you're making a YouTube video, are not going to be able to blow up within the first month. You're not going to blow up within the first year. You're not going to blow up within the first whatever. You name it. I will say there is a point where you have to determine whether the amount of work and creativity that you're putting into it is worth the trouble. If you're not grasping an audience at all, you might need to shift things up if you want to continue doing it, or you might just need to just say, hey, you know what, I can reclaim all this time and do something else with it. Again, I'm not even there yet. We've been doing this for 6 months. I have 300 subs. It is a long, drawn-out process, and it is very difficult to get it to go. For people who think that, oh, I can just make a video and people will love me. PewDiePie was not made in a week. I mean, the dude's been doing it for over 10 years. It takes time, and it is not going to be very easy. I personally thought making the library on YouTube was going to be able to gain some traction. I would make some funny clips. Here's a minute, here's a minute, here's a minute, here's a minute. And everybody was going to be like, oh, this guy's got a pretty cool idea and entertainment, blah, 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 blah. And this is great. I love it. I thought the internet was just going to happen. No, what happens is you throw your video out there on YouTube. It gets thrown into a very, very dark corner that nobody wants to go into and nobody wants to see until someone eventually ventures into that and then like looks at it and is like, this isn't too bad. And when they put it back down, it's not as far as it was in the dark corner. And the next person comes by it and says, oh, hey, let's watch this. Oh, it's not that bad. And they've brought it out even a little bit further. And so what it takes is 1 million people to eventually get you from that dark corner into something, into the light where people can actually see it. Again, my best video that's happening is like 5,000 views. Well, that video was made on December 2nd. It's only at 5,000 views. And it has only started getting roughly 100 views very recently. It takes it a really long time for it to start to get going. So I just want to employ you. It is not something that happens overnight. It could be. I'm not saying that possibility isn't there, but it's most likely not going to be overnight. You're going to create some stuff and it's going to have to sit there for a while, or you're going to have to try and promote it really, really hard in order for it to actually be able to come anywhere. And so with that segment, I'm also this is what I don't do very well. Number 6, you're self-marketing your videos, right? going to Facebook groups, posting Instagram stuff, Twitter stuff, using hashtags, to get people to know your video even exists and then thus start watching said video. It's not easy. It's not something that is going to, you're probably going to get kicked out of a lot of different groups. Self-promoting your stuff is not good, but if you find the right spots, you can actually get a couple of views, which might turn into a couple subscribers, blah, 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 blah. I don't do this very well. I really don't do it much at all, but I'm sure that if you can get people to your content, then they would probably more or less enjoy what you're creating. Again, posting relevant places, not just places of random value. So I don't really have any much more for you. This video is super, super long. I'm going to have a lot of editing to do. I don't know if this has been helpful. If it has, shoot me a comment below. Think about leaving me a like. I appreciate all the time you've taken to watch all of this. I really hope you have a wonderful day. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Here's something else that you can watch. Maybe hit that sub button for me. That'd be super awesome. I would love to also see you on Twitch. That'd be super great. Link in the description below. Again, have a beautiful day, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.